My name is Edna Homayun, and I've been practicing criminal defense law for 22 years. I've represented murderers, gang members, and numerous high-profile offenders. I always do what's best for my client, but nothing is set in stone until the judge drops the gavel. My name is Edna Homayun. I've been in the field of law for over 25 years. 22 years of that, I've been practicing as an attorney. Before then, when I was in school, I was clerking for the district attorney's office, as well as have worked in different law offices doing civil and criminal matters. What we do today is we do old cases as well as new cases. New cases involved a variety of crimes such as DUIs, driving out of suspended licenses, hit and runs, shoplifting, robbery, theft, rape, murder, these kind of charges when you've been arrested recently. We also do old cases where there have been old arrests and now you want to do something about them. For example, you had an arrest that you had about a year ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and you have a warrant on it because you were afraid to appear on it because you didn't have money to pay the court. Maybe you were afraid you're going to be deported, so you just never went to court. Those warrants will always be there. You have to take care of them. Also, it could be a warrant where, for example, you appeared in court, the judge sentenced you and said, do an alcohol program, do a drug program, do a domestic violence class, do community service, do some type of fine, but you did half of it, you didn't complete it, or you just didn't do it at all. Those turned into probation violations. We can also help you with those. Those are also warrants. Also, you could be on probation, for example, for 5 years, and it's 3 years down the line, and you want to apply for a job, or you want to go get your green card or your citizenship, and you can't because you're on probation. We can also help you try to terminate your probation early. Maybe you had a felony in your past, and you want to try to reduce that felony to a misdemeanor. We can try to help you with that. If you want to expunge your case, we can help you with that. Also, motions to vacate. For example, if you are trying to apply for your green card or your citizenship and you have a certain crime on your record that is hindering you from getting your papers, we can try to go back in and see if there's an error that occurred at the time of the plea and the sentencing, and therefore we can try to vacate your conviction and try to help you out. The biggest mistake people make when they first get arrested is that they don't use their right to remain silent. We all have a constitutional right to remain silent. Anything we say can and will be used against us. Making a confession never helps you whatsoever, because whatever you say, the police writes it down and types it up in the police report. When we go to court, it's all written down, and there's no way to take that back. Your first phone call should always be to an attorney, so they can act as a shield between you and the police officers and the police department, so that you don't have to be vulnerable. They don't have to intimidate you. The difference between state and federal cases, obviously, I do mostly state cases every day. State cases are the run-of-the-mill DUIs, domestic violence cases, shoplifting, murder, rape, hit and runs, these kind of cases. Federal crimes involve mostly white-collar crimes, conspiracies, across state line crimes, things of that nature. The courtroom is very different than the legal shows that people watch on TV. There's obviously a lot less drama. People are nice and cordial and respectful to each other in the court of law. When we go and we talk to the judge every day and the district attorney, there's a certain rapport, and that helps us solve the cases much easier because everybody kind of knows everybody. And when you respect them in one case, they'll remember you for other cases. The difference also where we have the courtroom from legal shows is a legal show may touch upon one subject and have an entire show dedicated to just that one topic. But when we go to court, maybe in 15, 20 minutes, we may touch upon many subjects. And the outbursts are much less, there's no name calling, and there's less drama. I've represented a lot of repeat offenders. Sometimes people don't necessarily learn the first time around, and they don't necessarily understand the nature of their consequence the first time around. It could be because they're young, it could be because they don't want to change their ways, or change their friends, or change their circle, or how they do things. But, you know, crimes such as like DUIs these days, it's almost really unnecessary to get them because it's so easy to get a cab or an Uber and go anywhere you want, and it's much cheaper versus if you get a second DUI or a third DUI, the court's not going to be happy with you, especially if you were on probation. When I accept someone as a client, the first thing is obviously I want them to be honest with me so I can give them honest advice. We're in this thing together. We're trying to solve a problem that they have. And the problem is that they got arrested and they're going to court, and there's a lot of consequence that can come out as a result of that. They can lose their job, they can lose their family, they can go to jail. So what we need to do is speak honestly and see what defenses the person has and what mitigating circumstances he has in order for us to help his case. For example, mitigating circumstances could be, I have 5 kids, I can't possibly go to jail, or maybe I'm applying for my nursing license, or I'm in the Army and I cannot possibly get a felony on my record. Things like that nature, we can try to humanize you before the court. We get character letters, recommendation letters, things of that nature to help them see who you really are, and not just you're a number or a case number and they can do whatever they want with you. I've never worked on a case that's been a complete loss. There's always something we can do in your case, whether it's try alternative sentencing, such as house arrest, try to use mitigating circumstances to help you in your case so that your punishment will be a lot less. There's always something that we can do. I've had cases where we thought for sure this case is a long shot, but we've gone to court and brilliantly, amazingly, the judge and the district attorney has been more than reasonable. So you have to try, you never know, and justice is always served. What differentiates a good lawyer from a bad lawyer, or not such a good lawyer, is obviously honesty is the number one, communication between you and your client, patience to listen to your client, and investigations to determine whether or not they have possible defenses, whether or not they're witnesses that need to be interviewed to help their case. So we're in it together. We have to try to solve the issue together. These cases are kind of like mathematicians where they want to solve the issue. We go to court every day to find the right answer for your case. I'm Edna Homayun. This is Fresh Out, Life After the Penitentiary.